sorted to get cut. Some are gonna get sorted to be tumbled. Let's get started. Okay, so this one, what was that? Has a possible fossil here. So we don't want to cut that because if you cut that, you would cut right in the middle of the fossil. So we want to set that aside. Let's look at this big. Let's take some water, rag, and dip it in some water. Turn this so y'all can see. And wipe this off. Checking to see if there's any fossils. I do not see any. Flip it over on this side, wipe it off. I don't see any, so we can cut this, and I would cut this way across the layers. So we will set this over by the sink, and go on to the next one. It's not going to do us any good over here. So take a rag, dip it in some water. Hey, Lizzie. Okay, you're a mod now. Yay. Lizzie's one of us. So how are you today? I always wipe these rocks off and look for fossils before I decide to cut them. Because if you have a fossil in the middle and you cut through the middle, well, you screwed up, right? So this one we could cut right down the middle. Nothing in our way. Set that over there. And let's take in. I'm good. I am working on my medical weed card. My aide found a doctor for me that'll do it. So we're gonna get that done next month. It's got all kinds of stuff on it, but I can't tell if it's fossil or not. It's very dirty, so we'll put that in the tumbler. Yeah, I've seen, I've had a lot of friends that it helps a lot. I'm on a lot of painkillers, and I'd love to be off of some of them. I have arthritis of the spine. This needs to go in the tumbler. What is this here? This looks interesting. This looks like tourmaline. Yeah, that's tourmaline. Isn't that neat? I'm gonna get a different saw because the saw I have is a 7-inch, but it's set up like a wet table saw. And the blade only comes up out of the table 2¼ inches. So when I get rocks that are 3 and 4 inches tall, it's a mess trying to cut them. Not that one. I want this one. This is black lace agate. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Has the white in the center and then gray and black scattered all around. I just love this stuff. And I usually cut it in slices. So we can cut about one more off of this, maybe two. So we'll put that over here and cut. And we'll look at this one. This is also black lace agate. I love this stuff. Isn't that pretty? And this stuff tumbles up real nice. Needs to go in the tumbler a little bit more. I got yellow jasper. I love yellow jasper. Oops. See, we can cut this right down the center like this and miss those spots that might be something. I don't know. I don't think they are, but I would actually cut this way and this way here and cut across the layers to give the inside contrast. Don't spam the chat. Capital letters is for mods and me only. Here's one that I cut. It's got to be polished, got to be tumbled. Like that one I just showed you with the layers. Here's how with layers. A lot of people would have cut across this way, but then you missed the layers. And look at what happened. Can you see the layers in there? And see on that side, you would have missed all them layers if you cut it this way. Oops. That needs to go in there. Let's see. Let's look at this one. Let's look at that one. I find these down by the river. I got a whole backpack full. That's why we're doing the sorting, so I can empty the backpack onto the table. Oh, my flashlight died. That one is rechargeable. Okay, look at that. That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. So I want to show you these other ones that I found. These were like chunks of concrete. And I put it in a tumbler and look what happened. This looks like sediment layer. They're all different colors. I found 3 of these laying on the ground. And I thought, well, that looks like concrete, but I don't think people would put all these different colors in concrete. So I put it in the tumbler, and that's how that one came out. And then look at this one. And I told one of my friends, this is not concrete. Because if this was concrete, when I put it in the tumbler with the 4670 grit, all this, what I'm calling sediment layer, would have been washed away. But I think that's just gorgeous because it's all different stones in this layer. And there's another one in the tumbler right now. Look at, yeah, look at this one. This is yellow jasper. Oops. This is yellow jasper. That's some pretty stuff. And it looks like it's got maybe some agate in the center. That green layer right in the center. There's more on this side. I'm always careful of indentations like this, especially if they have like lines like this. That means it's a fossil. So I don't want to cut the fossil in half. Yeah. So we cut this, we would cut it this way along the edge because we don't want to mess with this. And then cut this side along the edge. But yeah, that's okay. I always check and see if there are layers, and I like to cut across the layers. That way you have contrast on the window to inside of the rock. We'll put this over here. And we'll look at one more. Well, two more. Let me look at this one. Oops. Sorry, I banged the camera. While we got the rag in our hand, we'll go ahead and wipe these other two off. Okay. So got this one here. Put that where y'all can see it. And this just looks like fool's gold. Nothing on it. But see all the gold sparkles? Can you see that? We call that fool's gold because people think it's gold and it's not. Let me see right there and right there. I can get the light just right. The other light would do it with this one. There's a spot right there. Yeah, it's pyrite. And this one is just neat. Doesn't have any fossils or anything on it, but has a whole lot of holes. So we will tumble that and see what happens to it. And this is just another piece of yellow jasper. Yellow jasper tumbles up really nice. All right, so get the backpack. And it is full of rocks. Because I went to the river the other day. I got another one of them. Cool. I did not realize that was in there. Little rocks. I just use them instead of using ceramics. I just collect these little bitty rocks because ceramics have gotten really expensive. It's like $30 plus shipping for a 5-pound bag. Yeah. The thing with quartz is, I'll show you a piece of quartz. Show you the difference. Let me get the stuff out of the backpack here. I dropped it. That part is okay. Let's find a piece of quartz. Okay, so this is quartz. If you put a flashlight behind it, you can see through it. Okay, and yellow jasper. What did I do with the yellow jasper? I buried it. And here, this is yellow jasper. You can't see through it. That's how you tell the difference. Quartz you can see through, jasper you cannot. It's the same thing with the agate. An agate you can see through it, and a rock you cannot. Let me see if I have an agate here. Yes. This is that oblong piece of black lace agate. Look, you can see right through it. You can see the layers. You can see the dendrites. It's really cool to be able to do that. You're welcome. We want to put that one back in the bag. I want to sell that. I got some rocks up on Facebook Marketplace for sale. And we have anything over here interesting? Yes, this one. Okay, so this one is really interesting. This is like jasper on this side, and then you flip it over, and it's a totally different color. It's like just dark green right here. You can't see through it. Just really neat. We could take and cut that into slabs. There's not nothing on it. Oh, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, this is another one of them rocks that I showed you, polished, tumbled. This is how it looks when it's not tumbled. It's just rough. Got different rock layers. And I found this in the picnic area at the boat ramp. So that will tumble real nice like the other two did. And this is some more jasper. That we can try and cut in half. I would cut it. I would cut it across this way because there's a fossil up over here. So I'd cut it this way. And what else do we want to look at? This is a neat color. And we're going to have severe thunderstorms in my area. Telling people to take shelter while I'm inside the house. Put that over on that side. Oh, what do we want to grab? This one. Okay. So this is really cool. This is like basalt. This will tumble up real nice. It'll take a long time, but it ends up tumbling up nice. Basalt is a pain in the neck to tumble, but it ends up turning out nice. Because basalt takes a very long time to tumble. Here's another piece of basalt. I almost thought this was red jasper because there's a little bit of red in there. See that little bit of red in there? Almost makes me think that it's red jasper. We'll tumble it and find out. What do I want to do next? This one. Okay. This, I don't know what this is. This is just interesting looking with all the holes and stuff. So we will put that over here to tumble. This doesn't have any fossils on it, but it's just neat looking. So we'll tumble that. And let's look at this one. Okay. There's something right there. I can't get that cleaned out good enough. Now, let's see. You can see it a little bit better. Can you see the lines in there? If you see a hole like that and it has lines through it, that means it's a fossil. And you can see right there that there's like lines through it. So that means that's got a fossil on it. Yeah. Whenever you look at something, let me see something. I got this better. That one. Where did I put that at? There's one pen. These over here. It's not over here. This side. This is the side that has the ones that have been tumbled, waiting to be polished. It might be in the tumbler. There was one. Here, this one. Can you see the lines inside of an indentation? Or is the light too bright? Yeah, right inside of that indentation, there's little lines. So we're gonna put that one over there. Oh, there was a better one. What did I do with it? Of course, when I want the better one, I probably got a bunch of stuff stacked on top of it. I don't know. When I find it, I'll take a picture of it and post it in the community section. But I got a lot of rocks. These little rocks will go in step one to help round off edges. I do that instead of ceramics because ceramics has gotten so expensive. I have a bunch of ceramics, but I stopped using them because when you go to replace them, it's like $30 for a 5-pound bag plus shipping. Yeah, it gets cleared off a little bit, and then I go out looking for rocks, and it gets filled up again. I told my daughter I need to get a bigger tumbler because those are 4-pound tumblers. They are about 3 inches wide. And I get rocks like this put in there. You put a couple in there like that, and then it's full. So I need to go to the next size bigger. Yeah, I like rocks too. And that's why when I put them up for sale, I figure in how much time it took me to tumble them and then polish them and then burnish them. And that all goes into the price per bag. I do the bags with 12 to 15 in a bag, depending on size. Right now, I got them for $30 on Facebook Marketplace. But when I go to do the bigger ones like this, they're going to be $30 a piece because it takes a long time to do some of this stuff. And this is one that my granddaughter sent, my oldest granddaughter. And I'm slowly getting her stuff done. She was being a pain in my behind, so I just pushed her stuff off to the side and did other stuff. I love her to death, but sometimes she's a pain. But this is really cool looking. It's like a cream color and a chocolate color in a rock. Isn't that cool? I buy my supplies through the Rock Shed, and she found a 3-pound bag of mixed rocks and agates, and this is one of the rocks that was in there. It's very pretty. I got her stuff almost done. I got my grandson's stuff done. He did tourmaline, and this whole thing right here is all his. This is on. I thought this was sandstone, and I tumbled this, and it didn't wear away at all. It stayed exactly the same size. I cut it in half so it'd fit in the tumbler. It did not wear down at all, so it's not sandstone. So I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is like a reddish brown in the center, then a light brown around the edge. Very pretty. It's, see, I find stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. I gotta make me a hole here because I need to check the polish tumbler. Down ladder, make a hole, right? See, it's just neat. Looks like it's different colors. There's something right there, but I can't tell what. We'll put that in the tumbler, see what happens. And that's what all these little rocks are for, to go in the tumbler to help wear down edges. I dropped it. See, this one looks cool. Yeah, anytime I have rocks, well, see the purpose of ceramics is to cushion the rocks so that they don't uh wear off the edges. Well, I want the edges worn off. I don't want the edges to be sharp. So I stopped using the ceramics and started using little rocks like this to help, break off the edges, and it works really well. So I always say, don't fix what ain't broken. Here, I found this one. This is really cool. Now see, it's got this dark layer right here. You turn it over, this rock broke off and it exposed that dark layer. So I think that would be cool tumbled. This- And this is cool. That's already been tumbled. Push this. So I have enough room. Nope, not enough room. Uh, there. Whiz. And if you use a knife to pry open your tumbler, always put the sharp edge away from the tumbler barrel, because these tumbler barrels are made of rubber. So if you put the sharp edge towards the tumbler barrel, you risk cutting the barrel. And these barrels are not cheap to replace. It's actually cheaper to buy a whole kit than to buy a new barrel. A new barrel is $100. I can buy the whole kit for 56. To me, that kind of stuff makes absolutely no sense. Pull my bucket up here so I can dump this off. Pour some water in there to rinse it. Okay, so that's what we got in there. Some pretty stuff. This, I believe, is banded chert. It's got the bands all through it. So that's some pretty stuff. So here right now, some of this stuff may have to go back in here. If it doesn't have a shine to it, I put it back in and let it go with another set of rocks. Yeah. So it's actually cheaper to buy a whole new kit. How crazy is that? But the 11 pound is $186. I can get a little bit of a discount on it off of TikTok. But I don't want to spend that money, but I got to spend the money. See, that one's cool. But that one needs to go back in for a little longer because it's not polished up good enough. But you get them like that. You get them that polish up real nice. And this one, it is just gorgeous. I don't know what this one is, but it sure is pretty. Wipe it off. I'll show you. That's pretty. I'm trying to shine the flashlight so it doesn't glare. That needs to go in for just a little bit longer. Starting to shine up. And since I started doing my tumbling the way that Mark from superagates.com said he does it, I get a lot better results. He doesn't use water in his step one. He uses the leftover slurry instead. And he says, don't worry about cross grit contamination because he said the grit is spent. This oh, excuse me. That one needs to go back in for a little bit longer. Some of these, they come out real shiny, and I put them in the done pile, and others need a little help. That's the best way to put that. Yeah, I started doing that, and my quality improved 100%. Like in order to get this to this stage right here, before it took me 4 to 5 weeks. I did this in 5 days. That's a huge improvement. You know, it's not shiny yet, but it's all rounded and it's smooth on both sides. And to do that before, just step 1 took me 7 days. And now I can get that done, step 1 done in 2 days. That's a big difference to me. This is that black lace agate, a little piece of it. But look at how that black just curves right up there. It has little dendrites in there. That stuff is cool. This needs to go back in because it will polish up real nice. What I do is I take the big rocks out and then I leave the little bitty rocks in there and I put in new big rocks. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this has got like a gold glitter in it. But it's not pyrite because it's dark like jasper. So I'm going to take that to the rock shop in Forsyth and see if he can tell me what that is. He just remodeled into a bigger spot. See, isn't that cool? And see, I know a guy on YouTube that would put this through step 1 until all the holes were gone. He said he wants his rocks perfectly smooth. And I don't do that because I tell people all the time, I don't do perfect rocks because there's nothing perfect in nature. You see mountains with jagged edges and cliffs, and we all say, oh, how beautiful. But then when we want to do a rock, we want it perfect. That just does not make sense to me. I tell people that all the time. Oops. Tell them there's nothing perfect in nature. What is your problem? They always give me some kind of excuse. A lot of them say, well, I have OCD and everything has to be perfectly in a line. It's like, oh boy. See, this one is starting to shine up. So we'll put that one back in there. I was supposed to have my right cataract surgery done today. And the guy that was gonna give me a ride bailed on Friday. So I had to call and reschedule it because I didn't have a ride. I was kind of ticked off that he messaged me Friday morning and said, "Looks like my wife needs the car on Monday. I won't be able to take you." But then when he scheduled me, said he would take me, he said his wife had her own car. So I thought something shady was there. It's like whatever. And then he come in, he was my weekend aide. He come in on Saturday trashing my other aide, saying that she refused to cover for him. His father-in-law was in the hospital. So I talked to her and she said, "That's not the way that went down at all." And she sent me the text where she said, "I would cover for you, but I'm out of town and I can't come when I'm out of town. I'm sorry about your father-in-law." That's not an outright refusal. I don't get these people that twist other people's words. And then he was a half hour late on Saturday and then left a half hour early. So I turned him in. He's done that before where he's come late and left early. He's supposed to show up at 9 o'clock and be here till 11:15. He got here at 9:30 and left at 11 o'clock. So I turned him in and they said, "It looks like we may need to look for somebody else to cover on weekends." And I said, "I agree," because he's done that before. And he's terrible at communication. See, they give me their cell number so that if I'm not feeling good or something, I can let them know, "Hey, the door's unlocked. I'm laying down. Just do what you need to do and go about your business." He never answers back. Never ever. Until he gets here. "What did you want me to do today?" Ugh. He's been doing this for 3 months and he still asks me every single time, "What do you want done next? What do you want done next?" Finally, I told him, "Just look around, see what needs to be done, and do it. I ain't got to tell you what to do every single time. You've been here long enough. You should know the drill." He got a little bit irritated, but it's like, it's not like this is your first day and I need to tell you what to do. You've been here for a couple of months. So I think he's getting fired, but I don't know for sure. But the way that the boss, big boss said, "Looks like we need to find somebody else to come and cover on weekends." And I don't like doing stuff like that. I want them to show up and do their job and go about their day. I don't, we're gonna put that one to be redone. This is really cool. Let me show you this. Wipe it off. I don't know what this is, but it's a stone and it's black and white. It's really cool. That's really cool looking. And that, I would say, almost. Go for it. I got arthritis in my ankle, and when these storms come in, my ankle hurts like crazy. Look at this. Ain't that cool? That's like a unique color. I've never seen a rock that color before. Can you see that? It's like a sandy brown color, but it's got white on the inside. And I find this stuff right at the river, a half a mile from my house. I ain't gotta buy it. Well, the black lace agate I buy, but that's not expensive. That's like $15 for 3 pounds plus shipping. That's cool. Show you this one. Got all these flat spots sparkle. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, all in flat spots sparkle. Got them on both sides. It's really cool. It needs to go back in. Let me get the big ones out. I don't know what is on the TV that is whining like that. I thought I had the TV off. Yeah. See, this is just one in black river rocks. Nothing special about it. This one is cool. See, my normal spot is underwater because the river's up. But the river's going back down about another week, and I'll be able to get to my spot. This is like a chocolate brown. It's got that layer through it. It's like almost like a copper color. Can you see that? It's only got it on one side. This side is shined up pretty good, but the other side isn't. That means it has to go back in. See, this one's got black layers and white spots. And it's got a fossil on the bottom. So we will put the fossil aside over here. And I want to take a picture of some of these fossils and send it to the geology department at the university and see if they can help me identify some of these. Ones stay in there. What about this one? See, this is cool. You see, it's light brown up until right there where my finger is. Ah, up until right there, it's light brown, and then it has a black layer, and then this is almost a black color. See, that's cool. So you see the brown, and it gets up to here, and it like turns black. That's cool stuff. Oh, where did it go? That's gonna go back in there because it's almost done. Oh, it's here's the other piece that I was looking for. Try these off. Show you these. See, this is cool. See the layers in there? It's like brown and cream colored layers. Thought that was just cool. And this is flashlight. This is amethyst. It's purple. Granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, loves her amethyst. I got her rocks just about done. I told her that I was sending her a microfiber rag that she could polish her own rocks. But she sent me 6 pounds of rocks. It's like, I'll tumble them for you, but I'm gonna send you the rag and you're gonna polish them yourself. See that one? All kinds of cool stuff I find. And then this one. Oops, I dropped it. Oh well. All right. Well, let's start putting rocks back in. Got it in there. That one. This needs to go over here in this pile. That's still got what I call scale on it. Room for one more. Took me the longest time to learn how to load my tumbler barrel. A lot of people say, don't load it until the top is full. Well, the issue with that is there's holes and stuff in here, and I could shake that and lower it down. See, show you. Let me pull you guys back here for a second. Tilt the camera so that you guys can see here. So see how high that is? See how that lowered down? And if you go up here and look like that, that was full to the top. And just by shaking it like that, you got the other rocks to settle. I'm standing on rocks, sorry. It's that one that I looked at. Let's do over here. That one in there. Maybe that one. That's gonna be enough. Put some water in. Uh, Maybe right there. Okay. Cool it off. We're gonna put a little bit of borax in there. Half of a small scoop. The small scoop is half a tablespoon. And I just want a teaspoon. Put the lid on. Told Sin, hi mods, the job ain't complicated. Just manage the chat and share the stream. That's it. Used to be 4 days. Go. And that's all of that. Thank you for tuning in, Lizzie. We've been on for almost an hour and a half. Holy cow. All right. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.